We all know that the Supreme is all-pervading in this world and is seated inside as the Supreme Soul, but that does not satisfy our heart. What is the most powerful way of connecting with the Divine and practicing our devotion towards Him? We all know that the Supreme is all-pervading in this world and is seated inside as the Supreme Soul, but that does not satisfy our heart, which wishes to see Him, to press His lotus feet, to offer garlands and worship, and to feed our beloved Lord. All this becomes possible through the deity, which is a powerful aspect of the practice of sadhana bhakti. Here, a question often arises, which is reflected in this story. In the year 1891, Swami Vivekananda was traveling throughout Bharatvarsh prior to his historic visit to the United States. And he was in the kingdom of Alwar, staying with Mangal Singh, Alwar's Raja of the time. Mangal Singh had received modern English education, which had created doubts in his mind towards the fundamental aspects of India's culture and heritage. And he was questioning the validity of Murti Puja, deity worship. Swamiji saw the picture of his father on the wall. He asked the servant to pull it down. He then placed it on the floor and started stomping it with his feet, which annoyed Mangal Singh no end. And he was ready to slap Swamiji, to which Swami Vivekananda responded, "Why are you outraged? It is just a piece of paper with a little bit of paint on it. The reason for your annoyance is that in the paper you have created sentiments of your father." Likewise, the devotee of the deity knows that his Lord is the master of the universe and the Lord of our hearts. Yet, he loves to connect with the deity form as an opportunity to offer devotion and service to the Lord. There is also a difference. Your father doesn't know that his picture is hanging here and you have got loving sentiments towards it. But Bhagavan is the knower of the heart and is aware of the devotional sentiments harbored by the sadhaks towards the deity. Plus, when the Supreme is everywhere, is he not present in the deity? The deity may be made of stone or wood. That is not the point. It is the devotion which is important. Hence the progenitor Manu said, "Na kashthe vidyate devo na shilayam na mritsucha bhavehi vidyate devas tasmad bhavam samacharet." God is not inherently in wood or stone, but in the loving heart. And with that devotion imbued heart, when you engage in service to the deity, the Lord accepts and reciprocates beyond people's wildest imaginations. Let me tell you the story of Srinathji, a very popular deity of Shree Krishna, that resides in Nath Dwara in the town of Udaipur. The legend has it that Srinathji was in the 15th century buried under the earth on Govardhan Hill. And then one day, Shree Krishna appeared in the dream of Madhavendra Puri, a great devotee residing there, and said, "Please take me out now and start offering your pujas." Madhavendra Puri gathered the Brajvasis. They dug out the deity, established it, and first of all bathed Shree Krishna with tons and tons of water, and then worshipped him with a variety of paraphernalia. This went on for 2 years. Then Shree Krishna came in the dream of Madhavendra Puri once again and said, "Look, I was under the earth for so long, the heat has built up and my body burns. Apply sandalwood paste on my whole body. You will get this chandan in Jagannath Puri." So Madhavendra Puri, he obeyed that Swapnadesh and began the journey. In Utkal Prant, the Odisha of today, he reached the village of Remuna, where there was a very well-known deity of Radha Gopinath. So he stayed there for the night. In the evening, as per the tradition, 12 pots of kheer, that is rice cooked in milk, was offered to Gopinathji. It was the popular bhog of the temple, known as Amrit Keli, nectar of the gods. Seeing it being offered, Madhavendra Puri thought, if I could taste a bit of that, I could then deduce how they make it. And I would then offer a similar bhog to my Gopalji as well. But then he chided himself. What did I do? It was not yet eaten by the Lord, and I desired to have it for myself in advance. He felt tremendous remorse at his perceived transgression. But Shree Krishna did not. Shree Krishna gives importance to the inner intention. And he knew the intention of Madhavendra Puri was purest of the pure. So the priest offered, and then after a while took the pots away. At night, Gopinathji came in the high priest's dream and said, "I hid one of the pots. You have only taken 11 back. One I hid behind my dhoti. Take it to my devotee, Madhavendra Puri, who is sitting in the marketplace." The priest was astonished, and on searching, he discovered the pot that Gopinath had hidden. So he took it in the marketplace and started announcing, "Who is Madhavendra Puri, for whom Gopinath stole the kheer?" Thenceforth, Gopinathji came to be known as Kheer Chor Gopinath, a name that has persisted till today. Now, when he was announcing, Madhavendra Puri heard his name being spoken, and he very gladly took the kheer pot that the priest offered. He relished the kheer, smashed the pot, and kept the clay, which he continued to savor for many days later. But realizing that he would now be looked on as a great soul and attract attention, he disappeared from there. So he reached Malayachal, and there he got the sandalwood and carried it back. When he returned to Gopinath Mandir, he got the Swapnadesh, where Gopalji said, "Look, I and Gopinath are non-different. We are two forms of the same Shree Krishna. You apply the chandan on Gopinath ji and I will receive it. Madhavendra Puri did that and then returned empty-handed to Vrindavan. What an amazing reciprocation of the devotee's love by the deity of the Lord. Let's read about it from Spiritual Secrets from Hinduism. When the Lord's image is in front of us, it becomes easier to think of Him and love Him. This is why deity worship is practiced in Hindu temples around the world. Deities are made from stone, wood, metal, and other materials. These deities are installed with great faith and devotion. The Lord is then requested to manifest in that deity to receive the devotees' offerings. God is present everywhere, so why would He not be present in His deity? More importantly, we get to practice Bhakti. This is just as astronauts, before being sent into space, practice how to live in zero-gravity environments in a simulator. Likewise, we will serve God in person after going to His divine abode. In the interim, we get to simulate the seva with the deity. The beauty is, the deity is of the Supreme, who is also residing in our hearts, and He knows the innermost thoughts of the recesses of our heart. We need have no fear that our devotion will go unknown. In fact, quite the reverse, as the sentiment was of this blind man. The temple of Shree Krishna was 3 kilometers from his house. He would take his walking stick and totter all the way 3,000 meters to go to the temple. He was doing this day in and day out. One person questioned him that why do you, as a blind person, walk so far to the temple? He said, to offer my respects to Shree Krishna. The person again questioned, but you can't even see Shree Krishna. He said, I cannot, but Shree Krishna can see me. Shree Krishna knows the effort I am putting in. That is important. He will reciprocate my endeavor to surrender. So the devotion must be genuine. We must create that feeling it is the Lord Himself. And this was the strong message given by Ramakrishna Paramahansa to his devotees. He used to reside in Dakshineshwar as the priest in the temple of Kali Mata. That village had temples of Shree Krishna, Shree Ram, Shivji as well. So one day, the priest of Shree Krishna Mandir, he informed the community that the deity has been worn out and it needs to be replaced by a new one. This idea found support amongst some in the community, but others were opposed, and that resulted in a controversy. The matter came to Ramakrishna Paramahansa for resolution. He said, supposing one of your relatives fell ill, would you think of discarding the relative and replacing with a new one? Or would you think of treating and curing your dear one? Likewise, the deity, you have created divine sentiments towards it. It is the living manifestation of your beloved Lord. If the deity has gotten worn out, make arrangements for its reparation, not for discarding it. Everybody loved and accepted the idea. So today we have understood the secret and importance of deity worship in the Hindu religion. However, this is not the most powerful form of sadhana. Even more powerful is the deity you create with your mind. This is the Roop Dhyan meditation. As somebody said, Dil mein basi hai yaar ki tasveer, jab chaha sir jhukaya dekh liya. The deity in the temple will remain there, but the deity of the Lord I have installed in my heart, I will carry with me everywhere throughout the day. So we are now going to talk about meditation in the next episode and finally conclude with the culmination of spiritual practices as we reach the grand finale of spiritual secrets from Hinduism.
God doesn't care
for your wealth,
for your intelligence,
for your status.
God doesn't care
for your education,
for your austerities,
for your mantras.
God doesn't care
for your success, for your physical strength,
for your rituals,
for your ability.
God is hungry.
God is hungry for love.
For love.
Jai Radhe Krishna,
Closer to God.
Get closer to God.
Krishna ki Trishna na jaye